Welcome to Trader TV, your insight into trading for professional investors. I'm Dan Barnes. In fixed income markets, we're seeing buy-side traders evolve from a very voice-based trading model into a much more electronic execution model. This creates a range of skills that they could potentially be employing. Joining me today is Gareth Coltman, Global Head of Trading Automation at MarketAxess, and we're going to be discussing how the trader's profile in terms of skill sets is evolving over time. Gareth, welcome back to the show.
Hi Dan, great to be here.
Tell me, what factors do you think will shape the trader profile of the future?
I think the trader of the future is somebody who is going to be capable of dealing with an enormous amount of complexity. We're seeing increasingly fragmented market structure, emergence of new protocols, a vast amount of data as we see increasing transparency. Some of that data is aggregated, some of it is raw. So that trader will need to become increasingly reliant on technology as the way to bring all of those pieces together, and carefully choosing partners that they're going to work with to help provide those sources of data and technology. I think the idea that the trader of the future is going to be an all singing, all dancing trader, risk taker and risk manager, quant programmer is unlikely, right? So in reality, there's going to be a team of people probably supporting that trader, some of those inside the firm and some partners outside.
How do you see the trader's profile developing in the future?
We're going to need to see a trader who is very comfortable with technology, diving into the data and having a capacity to query that data using quant tools and programming. We're still going to need traders who clearly understand the markets. They're going to be the subject matter experts who understand how to manage risks. And in a lot of cases, we're going to see traders who are also portfolio managers. In other asset classes, it's pretty easy, right? We have a situation where the portfolio manager chooses a security, gives a security to the trading team, and they execute the security. But in fixed income, we have a situation where the outcomes for executing any given security can be wildly different. What we need, and what many firms already have, is a workflow where the execution trader is able to have a continuous feedback process with the portfolio manager and thereby empower that portfolio manager to make investment decisions or even have investment ideas based on information and data about what's available in the market. That segregation of those two functions solves challenges like conflict of interest. But even if they're segregated, firms need to find a way that they can create that very, very fluid information sharing process. And again, I think technology is the solution there.
How would you characterize the difference with other asset classes?
In fixed income markets, the buy side have this advantage that they have this direct access to the market. It gives them unfiltered access to liquidity, unfiltered access to data, and it means that they have a role in the governance of that market. They're not always subject to another intermediary in terms of how they get access to it. But it does create extra challenges. If I'm going to go direct to market, I now have to deal with the complexity of that market. So that buy-side firm has a choice. They're either going to need to invest in the data and execution and automation solutions themselves and build out proprietary solutions, or perhaps they purchase a solution from a vendor, or they're going to have to rely on the platforms, which is the case largely at the moment, to help them with that access into the market. Typically, that's in the form of data. So MarketAxess as a platform provides our Composite Plus pricing model as an example to help clients know where am I likely to trade, and in the form of emerging automation tools. So MarketAxess provides buy-side firms with AutoX, which is a tool which allows them to automate the submission and execution of their RFQ. And we've seen a very rapid adoption of that tool, where if we look at more liquid markets like our high-grade market, we're probably seeing something like a quarter to a third of all asset managers doing their trading using this kind of automated protocol.
How would you characterize the sets of support products that a trader needs if it doesn't have a smart order router, as it does in equities, or broker-supplied trading algorithms?
What we're hearing from clients is they need solutions in a few main areas. And the first one of those is really pre-trade, getting access to data, but perhaps more importantly, being able to create insight from that data. Things like predictive models, which allow them to have insight into what's the likely outcome of this execution. How likely am I to get this done given my constraints, whether that's a limit price or having to have a certain number of levels back?
How do you see traders themselves evolving to meet the new pressures that they're facing as the market becomes more electronic and more quantifiable?
When I speak to heads of trading at buy-side firms and speak to the traders themselves, they're looking to try and acquire skills on the desk to support these types of trading protocol, these types of trading workflow. Yeah. And obviously that's a much more technology-driven approach and a much more data-driven approach. So it's not uncommon for firms to be looking for people with a data or technology skill set as the kind of starting point for their trading education. There's obviously a lot more to trading than just being able to code or having a kind of quantitative mathematical background. But I think these days that's viewed as a great base skill set to build the rest of the trader experience on top of.
That's great. Gareth, that's been fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Dan. It's been a real pleasure.
I'd like to thank Gareth for his insights today on the evolving trader profile. And I'd like to thank you for watching. To catch up on our other shows or to subscribe to our newsletter, go to tradietv.net.